started playing. Well, I started playing football since I was can run, I believe.
Yeah.
But I started playing like park and rec football when I turned 9.
So you started at 9. You obviously played middle school and everything. When did you? Were you always this big? Were you this big when you were a freshman? Or did you have kind of a growth spurt?
In high school, high school.
Or just when did you become 6'4", 245 and all that?
I say it just easily grew on to me. Like as I was coming into high school, and I wasn't the biggest in my freshman year, but I started as a freshman. I wasn't the big one. It just grew on to me slowly but surely, I guess.
Did you have anybody that when you were coming up through, growing up, that you had a player that you always watched and really kind of admired?
Well, when I was growing up, young guy, I was a running back type of guy. I was like Marshall Faulk. I used to run the ball a lot when I was younger, but as growing up and got older, I always like Marshall Faulk, Leonard Little, and Ray Lewis.
What is it about, when you look at their offense, AJ, what is it about what they do that causes them so much problems?
I say they're just a good, strong team. They real sound and they'll run at you and stuff like that. I think that's the most problems that people have with them.
Are you looking forward to playing somebody that's a little more pro style?
Oh, yeah.
So spread?
Yes, sir. I think I love playing pro style teams who want to run it at you and pound it. I think that's my better fit of game.
What about their play action game? What are the challenges of handling their play action stuff as well?
Just pretty much just going to get reads in practice and working on the play action play, so I'll be ready for them in the game.
How different is it to prepare for a dual threat guy, kind of like Jeff Driscoll and Aaron Murray? You may not have seen as much last year, but last time Tennessee was in Athens, you were still high school, but he kind of really blitzed them there in the first half. Is it tough to really maintain your keys and discipline, knowing you got a guy that can really get out of the pocket and move around?
Pretty much that's just all on defense. People keeping their rush lane and containing them. That'll stop that.
What do you see out of their wide receiver core?
They got some good fast wide receivers. Got some guys who run some real nice routes, and there's some real sound receivers.
How familiar are you with the Gurley kid? I know he's from Georgia. You're from Georgia. See him much in high school, or know much about him, or?
No, not really. I just know he's a good player. That's probably about it. I met him in person, really.
What do you see on film out of him this year?
He was just real. You talking about the running back?
Yeah, Gurley. Yeah.
He a good, big size running back. Got nice speed, and nice ball.
Thanks, man.
Given the issues that have been had in communication on the field, as we talked about after pretty much every game, now going into what will be the loudest, most hostile environment, what kind of emphasis is put on that this week? Are you doing like silent stuff, or how do you kind of address what you're going into?
Just going in through practice. I know some Thursday or Wednesday we have like a sound system with the simulating the crowds and stuff like that. So we get a little work at it each week in practice.
How was it for the Akron game, kind of in hindsight now? Is it something that's getting progressively better, or are you starting to see differences?
You say what again?
In communication.
Oh yeah, it's getting better each week.
How was it for last weekend?
Last weekend we communicated real good. We had all the checks and stuff right, so we're just ready for this week. We're gonna have checks right for this week too.
Is there anybody on this Georgia team that you know pretty well from high school or anything?
I know a good bit of guys on the team. I don't know them personally. I hung out with them, but I know playing against a couple of them and just knowing them from camps and stuff like that.
Does this week give you any extra motivation being the Georgia team that you kind of grew up following, I guess, or at least watched closely?
Yeah, I know growing up as a little kid, I always was a Georgia fan, but I know they ain't really recruiting as much in high school. But I'm just ready to go out and play, get a good win.
Does that leave a little lasting kind of sting of, now you have to pay the price for making that decision?
Hey, that's what I'm saying in the back of my head probably. But I'm just gonna go out and play hard like every other game. Try to get this good win.
What are your kind of memories of Georgia football kind of growing up?
Just pretty much everybody in the family is Georgia fan. People around you Georgia fan, and 30 minutes away from my town, pretty much playing with them on the game. That's about it.
AJ, just their power running game, is this a little different than even Florida? Are they more between the tackles, just kind of high formation, straight downhill?
Yeah, I believe it's a little bit different than Florida. I know Florida was trying to spread us out a little more and run to the outside. I believe Georgia, they're going to try to run inside. and that's what we're gonna be ready.
And is
be
this
ready to start.
your favorite kind of football game when you know that's going to be the case? You're going to have a fullback to kind of key on, and going to be a lot of action in the trenches.
Yes, sir.
And with the way Murray operates, the play action, how much of a factor is that for you, a linebacker? How much you worry about that when you watch tape?
Just work on play action in the practice, get our steps down, and get good reads. I know our scouts ain't gonna give us good reads and good play action, so we're watching a lot of film and know when they're gonna run the play action is the big.
Are
big key.
are they as good at it as I kind of think they are? I mean, is that a big deal, big part of their offense? If they get that going, are they hard to handle?
I really can't say. I know we haven't got too much into the film in details now, but I know they got some good play action. We just gonna break down the film and know when they're gonna do it.
How do you guard against putting too much pressure on yourselves going down there this week?
I wouldn't say no pressure on myself. Just go out and play another football game.
Some of the guys you faced this season so far, quarterback, does that help you prepare for a guy like Murray, or is he just totally different?
I say just a good quarterback, got good reads, make good throws. So we just everybody plays tight coverage and we'll be ready.
They got some new guys running the football. What have you seen on tape so far from their running game?
I know there's some good running backs. I know one of them carrying 9 yards a carry, so we're going to try to stop that. So it won't be no 9 yards a carry by him.
But this is one of those games that it comes down to being physical and winning that battle on the line and being stronger than the other team. You guys feel prepared and feel like you're strong enough to go down there?
Yes, sir. I think we're going to be real ready to stop the run, and we're going to be ready.
How much of what Gurley does is what he does, and how much of it is the help he's getting up front in the productivity he's had this year?
Say that again.
Gurley, how much of it is what he does? How tough a back is he? And because he's so new, has it been difficult to get a read on what he is and what kind of style of runner he is?
I wouldn't say difficult to get a read. Good running back. He got good speed, got good power. So we just contain him. Everybody get their gaps and shut it down.
Going down there, you've had a game away from Knoxville, but maybe not exactly a road game. It was a neutral site game. Playing between the hedges, what do you expect, and how challenging a proposition is that going to be?
I know it's going to be a good environment. I never played there before, but I've been to games there, and they're going to be real rowdy and stuff. But we're just going to go down there and be ready to play.
Have any of the guys who have played there kind of given you a heads up on what it's like between the hedges?
No, not really ready to talk about it. I know the coaches say they got some good fans and real rowdy, so we're going to be ready.
This is the first step in a 5-week process where you've got ranked teams that you're going to be facing. Do you guys think about that at all? I mean, I know there's a one game at a time mentality out there, but do you sense maybe an opportunity here with 4 ranked teams in 5 weeks?
I say there's a good opportunity to get us in a good position to get good wins. I really don't look at the rank, but you look at going out and beating the team who we got up next.
Okay, thanks, man.
I know they do a lot of different stuff with play action and things, but they really, Georgia's always just kind of like to run an I formation kind of right at you a little bit. Do you like that? This is your kind of game in some ways, isn't it?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is it? What do you see out of their offense?
They got good play action, they got good running backs, and they got a good quarterback who can throw it.
It's a little bit different to see kind of freshmen who like to run that physically. Normally some freshmen are still trying to run away from guys that just a year out of high school, but they got some freshmen who kind of like to run straight at people.
That's the type of football we like. I like people who want to run at you. I don't want to try to shake them down like that, so we're going to be ready.
AJ, you think you guys are better suited to play those teams that run right at you instead of these teams that do all the spread stuff?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you think you guys are like that?
I believe they ain't going to try to put a whole bunch of trick plays or nothing like that. No trick plays in there, so we can just go out there and play football.
Being in the start of a stretch of 4 games, there's a lot of talk from the fans, especially about all the ranked teams. I know you got the number 5 team. You got to be able to focus on them. But is it in the back of your mind at all, the stretch, or are you just really totally on Georgia?
Pretty much, I don't really be keeping up with the teams being ranked and nothing like that. I just be going to practice, having a good practice, go and play, and ready for the next game.
Why do you have quarterbacks like the Aaron Murrays and Connor Shaws giving y'all some problems? Is it just as simple as a guy can run and throw so he can do different things, and that's kind of leaked out of the pocket sometimes are giving y'all problems? Is it that simple?
Yeah, that's probably about it. Just we probably messed up on a rush assignment or somebody not going to the right gap and letting them escape.
AJ, you guys been better when you've maybe simplified things on defense. I know you guys maybe played a little bit simpler in the second half on Saturday. Do you feel like you guys maybe been more productive when it's not been as you guys maybe simplify things?
Oh, yes, sir. I think we've been more productive when we simplify things, so we just go out there and go play and don't worry about too many checks.
AJ, you guys haven't played a ton of teams like Georgia that just come right at you and hit you, but do you think you guys kind of match up well with the big three guys up front in your linebackers?
Oh, yes, sir. We got great D-line. We got great linebackers. And our DB is going to lock up, and we're just going to be ready to play.
Do you feel like